Hello. There's a subject on which I would like to speak out publicly, something that I usually avoid. The subject is the removal or destruction of symbols of the Confederacy. These symbols, be they statues, monuments, or whatever, have been in place for a long time. Some are there to simply provide information. Others, particularly statues, were originally placed there to honor the person for their service to the Confederacy. However, their purpose has changed over time. Today, such symbols serve to remind us of our history, the importance of which is well stated by Ken Burns and Shelby Foote in our introduction. That's why I believe such symbols should stay in place. The sight of people removing or destroying such symbols, even if they are representative of the Confederacy, reminds me too much of images from revolutions and dictatorships in other countries in the past. And it gives me an uneasy feeling about the direction of our country. President Trump has made a lot of mistakes, most of which involve the spoken word. But one thing he said this week is true. He asked the question, where does it end? How about the Jefferson Memorial and the Washington Monument? How about the marker on the grave of my great-grandfather Kennedy? Should it be replaced? I have 3 great-grandfathers who served in the Confederate Army, one being an officer and later a doctor. I honor them today not for their service to the Confederate Army, but because they were good men. So were their leaders, many of whom are represented in the statues and monuments in question. In my opinion, these good men found themselves caught up in an unjust cause because of where they lived and because of a misguided sense of right and wrong. Otherwise, they were very good men. Martin Kennedy was self-taught in the law and served as a well-respected justice of the peace in his little community in Arkansas for many years after the war. How about Lee County, Texas, named after Robert E. Lee? Should the Texas legislature change the name of this county and remove the granite marker which commemorates Colonel Lee's time spent in Texas? I say they should not. There is so much to learn from the Civil War, and these symbols help trigger our curiosity and motivation to learn more. Shelby Foote took 20 years and 3 volumes to say what he has to say about the Civil War. Some of you know that I like to end a piece like this with a bit of humor. There's a feeling shared by some that people in the South like to remember the Civil War more than people who live in the North. I think this quote from Shelby Foote is kind of funny in explaining this phenomenon. Thanks for listening.
Peas, 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 eating goober peas. Goodness, how delicious eating goober peas. Peas, 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 eating goober peas. Goodness, how delicious eating